So in this lecture of matrices, we are finding the inverse of a matrix by using elementary row transformation. Inverse of a matrix using elementary row transformation. So here I will take this matrix as A. I write this as A. So I will write here, let A equals to 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 5, 2, 4, 7. So I'll find out the determinant of this matrix. Whenever you are finding inverse of a matrix, make sure that you find the determinant. Why? Because if the determinant is 0, the inverse will not exist. If the determinant is 0, the inverse will not exist. Remember that. So I will find out the determinant. Determinant of this is 1 into 7 minus 20. You know, I ignored this row and this column. So 7 minus 20. Then I have minus 2 into 7 minus 10. 7 minus 10 plus 3 into 4 minus 2. So I will get the determinant as negative 13 plus 6 plus 6, that is negative 1. So what I got the determinant. I will write here. That determinant is not equal to 0. I will write here, therefore determinant of A is not equal to 0. Therefore A is a non-singular matrix. It is not 0, so A is a non-singular matrix, and you know, if it is a non-singular matrix, so A inverse exists. A inverse will exist. So what does that mean? It means that there exists the inverse of this matrix. Okay, there is a matrix which is inverse of this matrix. Okay, so inverse will exist. There will be a matrix which we can call as A inverse. There will be a matrix which we can call as A inverse. We can get this. Okay, why? Because determinant is not equal to 0. Now see here, students, check this. You know, if A inverse exists, therefore we can write what I can write. See, I can write A into A inverse equals to I. This is true. That is what is the definition of A inverse is. If A inverse exists, if matrix A inverse exists, then remember that you multiply A inverse with A, you will get I. Okay. Now in this case, you can ask me that why write A into A inverse? Why can't we write A inverse into A equal to I? Yes, students. This is also true. But remember, you will write always this if it is a row transformation. Always you will write A into A inverse. Don't write A inverse into A. This we will write for column transformation. When we will write this, we will write it for column transformation. Okay, for row transformation, what we will write? We will write A into A inverse. And why we will do that? I will tell you that also. See, we will write A into A inverse because, as you know, students, in row transformation, we are allowed to make changes only to prefactor. You see this prefactor. So I will have to keep this prefactor I will have to keep this prefactor as given matrix. Okay, because I want to work on the given matrix. So if it is row transformation, I will have to always write A. I will have to always write A as a prefactor matrix. This matrix A inverse, it is unknown matrix. I do not know it. I do not know this matrix. So if I do not know this matrix, I just can't do anything. I can't do anything. I will have to keep this matrix as it is. This is an unknown matrix. Where is the known matrix? This is the known matrix. So known matrix I will always write as prefactor. Why? Because I'm applying row transformation, and in row transformation you are allowed to work on prefactor only. Okay. So now I will go ahead. See here. So I wrote we can write A into A inverse as I. In the next step, see students what I write. In the next step I write therefore you write what A is. You write here A. A is 1, 2, 3. A is 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 5, 2, 4, 7. Okay. This is A. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 5, 2, 4, 7. And what is A inverse? That is unknown. You write here. And right hand side is I. What is right hand side? Right hand side is I. See here. So I will write I as 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Now I want you all to be very, very, very alert. Okay. Now watch this. What am I going to do? What will I do to get the inverse matrix? What will I do to get A inverse? See, this is a matrix equation. Please understand, students, that this equation is a matrix equation. It is a matrix equation. It is not normal equation. Okay. This is unknown matrix. This is unknown matrix. In normal equation, what happens? Suppose here you have a number 5, and then here you have unknown, and here you have 25. So what would you do? You will write, you will say 5 is multiplied. So this side 5 will divide. So x equals to 25 by 5. Answer is 5 ones are 5, 5 fives are 25. So answer is 5. You got the value of x5. But remember, such thing you cannot do here. You cannot take matrices in the denominator. You cannot say that this matrix is multiplied. So this side I will divide by the matrix. Why? Because matrix is not a number. You cannot take matrix in the denominator. You can't write this matrix here in the denominator, saying that this upon this. That is not allowed. You cannot divide by a matrix. I hope you understood. So what is the method? What is the method? I'll tell you. Listen. See, the method is as follows. You know what? This is prefactor matrix. This is prefactor matrix. All of you listen to the method. And what is this? This is post factor matrix. This is post factor matrix. Okay. And here we have RHS matrix. This one is RHS matrix. What I will do is on the prefactor matrix, I will apply row transformation. Okay. And by applying row transformation matrix, I will try to convert this matrix into identity matrix. Yes. What I mean is I will transform this matrix into 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Okay. And what about this matrix? That will remain as it is. A inverse, that will remain as it is. As you know, the transformation, row transformation is applied only on prefactor matrix. And this side, see here, students, whatever transformations I applied here, whatever transformations I applied on prefactor, in order to write it as a unit matrix, I will apply all those transformations on RHS matrix also. Okay. See, I repeat again. How will I get this? How will I get this in place of this matrix? By row transformation. Okay, which I will do. Wait, have patience. I will do it. I'm just asking you that how will I get this matrix in place of this matrix, in place of prefactor? It is by row transformation. Remember, all those row transformation which you are applying here, in order to get this matrix, you will also apply here. Okay, that is what the rule is. Now what will happen? This will get changed into some other matrix. This will change into some other matrix. So here where you see 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, it will become some other matrix. What matrix it will become? I'll tell you. See, it might become, say, let me write here, it becomes alpha, A, beta, okay, then B, C, delta, then E, omega, theta, something it will become. Now see, this matrix becomes this. Now see, what do you have on the left hand side? Check. On the left hand side, you have identity matrix I. This is I into A inverse. And remember, when you multiply identity matrix into any matrix, identity matrix multiplied by any matrix, it is that matrix only. I into A inverse is A inverse. So what will happen? The left hand side, you will now have only A inverse. On the left hand side, what you will have? You will have this as I. This is identity matrix. Okay. That was identity matrix. Now I into A inverse is A inverse. So in the next step, you will have only A inverse. And see, you got the answer. This is our A inverse matrix. This is A inverse I got. Okay, so this is the procedure which I'm going to apply. This is the procedure that I'm going to apply. I will now start solving problems for you. So what did I say, students? What is my aim? My aim is to convert this matrix into identity matrix. Okay, so in place of this, what I want, see, in place of that matrix, what I want one, see here, I want 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Okay, so please understand how we will get this. There is a procedure. You will follow that procedure. See, the first step is I will try to get this one. Okay, here I will get one, but then I'm already having that one. So I am absolutely happy because see, I want this matrix here. So what is the first step? The first step is get this one. Okay. Now see, if you have that one, what is the next step? The next step is using this one, you will try to get 0 here and 0 here. This is the next step. Using, what is the next step? The next step is using one. See, this word is very important. Using. Okay, remember, using one. Okay, so you will get 1 here, and then using that one, you will get 0 and 0 here. Okay, so let me now begin. So here, see, I will write the transformation. See, what is here? I have 1. I want to get 0 here. And remember, students, that you will have to get 0 only by addition. So see, I write, I won't get 0 here. And I want to get 0 here. Okay. Remember, students, that you will get 0 here by adding -1. You will have to add -1 to this to get 0. And by adding -2, you will get 0 here. Now the question is, how do I get -1 and -2? Okay, the answer is using one. Which one? This one you will have to use. Okay, so just watch here. I'm writing something and then I will also explain this. So here I write the transformation. See, I will write R2 changes to. Why write R2 changes to? Because here there is going to be a change. Yes. And also R3 changes to. two transformation I'm writing at once. Yes, allowed. This will also change. Okay, now see here, R2 changes to, how will R2 change? It will always change by addition. Remember that first. And R3 changes to R3 plus, always by addition. Okay. See, you have to get 0 here does not mean that you write, does not mean that R2 changes to R2 into 0. You can't multiply 0, please. You want 0 here in place of 1. That does not mean that you multiply 0. Multiplication by 0 is not allowed. Multiplication by non-zero number is allowed, not by 0 number. Okay. So how will I get 0? See, R2 plus, then I will write minus 1 into R1. You understand what I did? I will multiply minus 1 in R1. You know, I will multiply minus 1 in the elements of R1. So if I multiply minus 1, all of these will become negative. You see this? So the first element here, it will become negative 1. And when I will add, this will become 0. That is the trick. Okay, that is the trick. Now see, and how will I get R3? How will I get 0 here? Very simple. I will write R3 plus minus 2R1. See, I will multiply minus 2. So minus 2, this will become minus 2. When I will add, this will become 0. But remember, in pursuit of getting 0 here and here, you will change all these elements. You should not worry about them. You should just not worry about them. You should only worry about these two elements. These two elements. This is the first step. What is first step? Get 1 here, get 1 here, and then using this one, get 0, get 0. Okay. So this we have done. So I will apply this to, I will now apply this. So here, see what we get. We get here, we will get here, therefore, see, R1 does not change, 1, 2, 3. R2 will change. How R2 is changing, students? How R2 is changing? You are multiplying minus 1 to R1 and then adding it to R2. Okay, let's do it. So see, when you multiply minus 1, this will become minus 1. So minus 1 plus 1, 0. Multiply minus 1, this will become minus 2. Minus 2 plus 1, minus 1. This will become minus 3. Minus 3 plus 5, 2. Minus 3 plus 5, 2. Now multiply minus 2 here. See, now R3. Okay. When you multiply minus 2 here, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, and then add correspondingly. That is what is the transformation. R3 changes to R3 plus minus 2 R1. So you get 0. You get 0 here also. See, minus 2 when you multiply, this will become minus 4. And here you get 1. Okay. A inverse. And this side, what will happen? The transformation you applied here, you will also apply on RHS. So R1 is not changing. 1, 0, 0. R2 is changing. How? Multiply minus 1 and add it. See, R2. R2 changes to R2 plus minus 1 R1. Okay. Multiply minus 1, add it. So minus 1. This is 1. This is 0. Since these are zeros, these are zeros. So even if you multiply anything, no changes will occur. Okay. Now, and R3, see, you are multiplying minus 2 to R1, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, and then adding it to R3. Now see, these are 0 elements. So nothing will happen to these elements. But this element will change because here you have 1. Okay. So when you multiply minus 2, so you get here minus 2. Minus 2 into 1 is minus 2 and added minus 2. This will remain 0 and this will remain 1. This is the first step that we got. What is it? Using 1, first you get 1. So fortunately we already had 1. And using 1 we got 0 and 0. See, we got 0 and 0. This is the first step. Now we are going for the second step. What is second step? See, student, the second step is now we will get 1 here. Okay, we will get 1 here. So check, do we have 1 there? We want 1 here. Do we have 1 here? No. So make it 1. How to make it 1? See, I will write here R2 changes to, use another color. I'll write here R2 changes to -1 R2. R2 changes to -1 R2. So multiply -1. So 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, -2, 0, 0, 1. A inverse. And here what you will have? You will have here 1, 0, 0, 1, -1, 0. I'm multiplying -1 to R2. -2, 0, 1. Okay. And then what? Then using this one, get 0 and get 0. Using this one, get 0 and 0. Okay. So students, understand one thing, that what we are doing is row transformation. And how is the row? See, this is how the row is. This is R2, this is R1, this is R3. So you know, using this one, because this is second row, and using this one, you will get 0 here. See, row, 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 row. These are rows, and rows are always like horizontal. So see, here what we did, we used this one, and then we got 0, 0. You see this? Because we are using row transformation. So using row transformation, you can get 0 here and 0 here. That is the compulsion. Remember, it is not column transformation. It is not column transformation. If we had column transformation, the columns are like this. How is a column? A column is like this. You see this? A column is like this. So if you are getting 1 here, you see this is column, this is column, this is column, 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 column. So using this one, you would get 0, 0, 0, 0. But for row, what we are doing? For row, what we are doing? See, this is a row. So using this row, 0, 0. You understand? Now we got 1 here. So using this one, get 0, 0, 0, 0 like this. Okay, and then, so begin. Now what I will write next? See, the next is, I will write the next transformation is, see, I have to get, I got 1 here. Now using this one, I have to get 0 here and 0 here. So luckily, we already have a 0 here. Okay. So I will write now, see, how do I get 0 here? How do I get 0 here? I will tell you that now. I will write here. I will write here. R1 changes to, why R1? Because this is in R1. Okay. R1 changes to R1 plus, always R1 plus. And see, to make this 0, I need -2 to be added. And how do I get -2? I will get -2 by this one. So see here, what I write. I will write here, R1 changes to R1 plus -2 R2, -2 R2. And this is already 0, so nothing to be done. Now see the next step what I have. I have here 1, I'm sorry, R1 is changing, R2 is not changing, 0, 1, -2, then 0, 0, 1, and see R1 is changing. How is R1 changing? Multiply -2 to R2 and add it. So see, when you multiply -2 here, you will get nothing. This will remain 1 because this is 0. Are you getting? -2 to R2. So you are multiplying -2 in this, -2 in this, -2 in this. Now this being 0, what will happen? -2 into 0 is 0. And when you add it here, it is still 1. And that is what we wanted. Listen, students, the procedure which I am teaching you, with this procedure, No matter what, you will always get the answer. You will always get the answer. So you just follow this procedure. Okay. See, I have got one here. And now this one, I would not spoil. Okay. This one has to now remain as it is. It is not that you are going for 0 here and in that pursuit you lose this one. No. Then what's the use? No use here. Okay, so now here what we will get, see, R1 plus minus 2 R1. So minus 2, when you multiply, you get minus 2 and add it. So you will get plus 2 minus 2, 0. This is 0. Multiply minus 2 here. So this will become 4. 4 when you add, you get 7. Okay. Now A inverse as it is. And here see, again, R2 and R3 remains as it is. 1 minus 1, 0. Minus 2, 0, 1. And then what? Multiply minus 2 and add it. Multiply minus 2 and add it, so you get minus 1. Multiply minus 2 and add it, so you get 2. Multiply minus 2 and add it, it will remain 0 only. Now see. Okay, this one is 0, students. I made a mistake. 0, 0, 1 it is. Okay, this was 0, 1 minus 2 and 0, 0, 1. It was a mistake. Okay, now see next step. Now this is second step. What is third step? Third step is now we will get 1 here. Okay, we will get 1 here. And then what? Then do what? See, getting 1, then using this 1, get 0 and get 0. Okay, let's begin. Let's now begin. So I go, we are lucky, we already have 1. So using that 1, I will get 0 here and 0 here. See, how do I get 0? To get 0 here, I will have to add, I'll have to add plus 2. Okay. So see what I write. I write R2 changes to R2 plus 2 times R3. I multiply 2 here and it will become plus 2. Okay. And see, to get 0 here, I will add minus 7. I will add minus 7. So see, I write here R1 changes to R1 plus minus 7 R3 minus 7 R3. Okay, I'll multiply minus 7 here and then it will become 0. And see, students, these steps are so fine steps that when you will try changing these elements, the other elements would not change. You know why? Because here you have zeros. So see, when you are writing 2R3, so even when you multiply 2 all the elements, only this will change. Sorry, only this will change. Only this will change. These two will not change. R2 plus, even though you are adding in R2, the other elements of R2 will remain as it is. Why? Because the correspondingly you have 0. Same thing will happen with R1. See, R1 plus minus 7 R3. You are adding in R1, but only this will change. This will become 0. These two will not change. Why? Because correspondingly you have element 0. So the steps which I am teaching, you will always use these steps and you can be rest assured that you will always get the answer. So in the next step, what we will have, students? In the next step, we will have, see, I write here, R2 and R1 changes, R3 will not change. So here you have 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, R2 and R3 will change. What will be R2? R2 plus 2 R3. So multiply 2 in R3 and add. So this will become 0, 1 and 0. You will get here 0, 1, 0. And then R1. What is R1? R1 is R1 plus minus 7 R3. You multiply minus 7 and add in R1. So when you multiply minus 7, this will remain 0, 0, minus 7. When you will add, you will get 1 0 0, you will get 1 0 0, and then you have A inverse. Okay, now come to RHS. RHS is the R3 remains unchanged. R3 remains unchanged. R2 and R1 are changing. Okay, minus 201. You have minus 201. And what is R? How is R1 changing? Okay, first I have written R2. How is R2 changing? R2 plus 2 R3. So you have to multiply 2 here. You see this? 2 R3. So 2 R3, 2 R3, 2 R3, and then add it in R2. Okay. So here when you multiply 2, this will become minus 4. And when you add it, you get minus 3. Okay, so you get here minus 3. Next, when you multiply 2, this is 0, so this will remain minus 1 only. And when you multiply 2 here, this will become 2. When you add it, you get 2 here. Now come to this. Here, come to this R1. How is R1 changing? R1 is changing. R1 is changing as R1 plus minus 7 R3. So multiply minus 7, minus 7, minus 7, minus 7. You are multiplying minus 7 in R3. Then you will add correspondingly R1 you are adding. Okay. So see what do we get? We will get, when you multiply minus 7 here, this will become minus plus 14. And you add, so this will become 13. So here you got 13. Okay. When you multiply minus the 0, so this will be 2 only because there is 0. And when you multiply minus 7, you add, so this is minus 7. Now see students, this side you have identity matrix. You achieved your goal. This is I. You check this. This is an identity matrix. And remember, when you multiply identity matrix to any matrix, it will remain the same matrix. So here I have I into A inverse. This is I. This is I into A inverse equals to 13, 2 minus 7 minus 3 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 0, 1. I into A inverse. What is I into A inverse? It is equal to A inverse. So you have therefore A inverse is this matrix. 13, 2 minus 7 minus 3 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 0, 1. This is the answer. I hope you followed it. In this problem, what is most important, students? These 3 steps which I taught you are most important steps. Remember, these 3 steps are most important. Get 1 using 1, 0, 0. Then get 1 using 1, 0, 0. Then get 1 using 1, 0, 0. If you remember this, the whole problem you can complete. Okay. Yeah, students, I'm starting with the inverse of this problem. Now here we have not been given, there is no compulsion on the method, so I can use the method which I choose. I'm going for row transformation. So see, how do I begin? First, I will start with, this is, I will write this as A. Let A equals to. By the way, this question is from exercise 2.2, sixth 3. Exercise 2.2, sixth 3 of your topic matrices in paper 1. So I write A as 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 1. Okay. And remember, students, whenever you are finding inverse, you will find out the determinant. Okay. So let us find out the determinant. So here determinant would be 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 3, 1, 1. So what you will get? You will get 0 into 2 minus 3 minus 1 into 1 minus 9 plus 2 into 1 minus 6. So you get, this is 0 into anything is 0. Here you get plus 8 minus 8 into minus 1 plus 8. and here you will get minus 10. This is minus 5 into 2 minus 10. So minus 2 is the determinant. What is determinant? Minus 2. Now I will use the row transformation. So you know, students, since the determinant is not 0, what I got? I got determinant not equal to 0. I will write here, since determinant of A is not equal to 0, therefore A inverse exists. Okay, we can get the A inverse. Now I will write, we can, therefore we can write. What we can write, students? We can write here A into A inverse as I. A into A inverse, we can write it as I. Okay, and why write A into A inverse? Why not A inverse into A? Because we are using row transformation method. Okay, so here I write A into A inverse as I. Okay, so let me now begin. Let's see, what do I get? I will get here. Now write what is A. A is, so here you have 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 3, 1, 1. And this side you have A inverse equals to I. What is I? 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. What does method say? The method says that this matrix you will transform into identity matrix. This matrix you transform into identity matrix using row transformation. And while you are using those row transformation for converting this into identity matrix, you will use similar row transformations here. Similar, okay? I mean the same row transformation. So let's begin here. So see the first one. बार बार स्टार्ट कर रहा हूं, बार बार एंड हो जा रहा है. So you will write A into A inverse equals to I. So what is A here? A is 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 1 into A inverse equals to I, which is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So as I said, our aim is to change this into identity matrix by using row transformation. So see here, the first one I will write R1 interchange to R2. Why? Because you know the steps. The steps are get one here, get one here. So I want to get one here. You see this? I want this element to be one. So for that, I will change R1 to R2. So see, when I do that, I get 1, 2, 3. Okay. 0, 1, 2. R1 and R2 interchange. 3, 1, 1. No change to R3. A inverse equals to. Same here. 0, 1, 0. R1 and R2 interchange. 1, 0, 0. 0, 0, 1. Next. Now what I will do next is using this. See, after that, what is the next step? Using 1, get 0 and get 0. Get 0, get 0. Okay. So here I will go for 3. Using this one, I will get 0 and 0. Now here I have already 0. So only thing I have to do is get that 0 at 3. Now how do I get 0 at 3? I'll have to add -3. I'll have to add -3. And how to get -3? Multiplying -3 here. Okay. So understand the transformation. The transformation will be, I will write here, R3 changes to R3 plus -3 R1, -3 R1. Okay. So here we have, see, I will have here, therefore, first row as it is 1, 2, 3, second row as it is 0, 1, 2, third row, you will multiply -3 and add here. So this will become definitely 0. This will become 0 definitely. When you multiply -3 here, this will become -6 when you add it. So when you add -6 here, this will become -5. Now multiply -3 here, so it will become -9. When you add, you get -8. And here you have A inverse equals to. With this side, what you have? R1 and R2 as it is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. R3 will change. How? You know, multiply -3 to R1 and add it to R3. So -3 multiply, this is 0. So the corresponding will remain same 0. -3, when you multiply here, this will become -3 because it is 1. Okay. Multiply -3, so this one will remain 1 because the corresponding element is 0. Okay. Multiplying -3 in these 3 and adding it to these 3. Now, next step. First step is over. What is next step? Now get 1 here. Get 1 here. And see, luckily we already have 1 there. We have 1 there. What is next step? If you have 1 there, then using this 1, get 0 and get 0. So using this one, we have to get 0 here and 0 here. Okay. Look at the transformation. What will be the transformation? See, to get 0 here, I will have to add -2. -2, and to get 0 here, I'll have to add +5. So see, how do I write? I write here R1 changes to R1 plus -2 R2. Multiply -2 and add it. And here R3 changes to R3 plus 5R2. 5R2. Okay. So see here, student, what do I get? You know, R1 and R3 changing, R2 will not change. So 0, 1, 2. See, how is R1 changing? Minus 2 R2 to be added. So this will remain 1 because correspondingly you have 0 here. This is 0. So no change to this element. Okay, minus 2. When you multiply minus 2 in this, you will get 0 when you add. Multiply minus 2, so minus 4. When you add, you get minus 1. Now, how is R3 changing? R3 plus 5 R2. Multiply 5 and add it. So 0, multiply 5 and add it. 0, multiply 5, 10, added 2. And here you have A inverse. And this side, again, R2 is not changing. 1, 0, 0. Multiply minus 2 and add to get R1. So this is minus 2, 1, 0. Correspondingly, if you have element 0, then remember those corresponding elements will not change. They will remain as it is. So the moment I saw zeros, I saw these two zeros, I wrote these two as it is. Okay, next. Now multiply 5 and add it. So when you multiply 5 and add it, you get 5, and here you will get minus 3 and 1. Now what is next step? The next step is now get 1 here, get 1 here. Get 1 here means at this place I want 1. And please remember, students, if you do not have 1 here, then there is only one technique. What? If the last element is not 1, always multiply by its reciprocal. Always multiply by its reciprocal. Don't use any other method. Don't use any other transformation. Otherwise, you will disturb these zeros. You cannot disturb these zeros. Remember, that is what is the advantage of this process. This process which I'm teaching you here, this process by which you go, you will always get the answer without disturbing what you have already achieved. So I will write here R3 changes to, see, I write here R3 changes to. I write here R3 changes to R3 into 1 by 2 or 1 by 2 into R3, one and the same thing, okay? 1 by 2 into R3. One by 2 R3. So what I will get, see, you will get here 1 0 minus 1 0 1 2 1 0 minus 1 0 1 2 0 0 1 0 0 1 A inverse, and same transformation on right hand side. So you will get here minus 2 1 0 minus 2 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 5 by 2 minus 3 by 2 1 by 2 5 by 2 minus 3 by 2 1 by 2. So multiplying 1 by 2 in R3, 5 by 2 minus 3 by 2 and 1 by 2. Next. Now what's the next step? The next step is once you get 0, once you get 1 here, now using this one, get 0 and get 0. Okay, so using this one, I'll have to get 0 and 0 here. And the idea is only by addition. So here I write R.
Bye, sir.
So here you will write R3. See here, you'll write R1 changes to R1 plus R2. See, simply add and you will get 0 here. You see this? R1 plus R2. And here you write R2 changes to R2 plus minus 2. I'm sorry, this is R3. R1 plus R3, not R2. R1 plus R3. We are using R3. Okay. R1 plus R3. And here R2 changes to R2 plus minus 2 R3. R2 plus minus 2 R3. Multiply minus 2 and add. Multiply minus 2 in R3 and add. So what will happen? This will become, see, this will become here 0 0 1 0 1 0 and 1 0 0. This will become identity matrix. Here you have A inverse, and check this out. Here what will happen? R3 will not change. 5 by 2 minus 3 by 2, 1 by 2. See, R1. How is R1 changing? R1 plus R3. Just add. Minus 2 plus 5 by 2 is 1 by 2. Minus 2 plus 5 by 2 is 1 by 2. Okay, 1 by 2. Then 1 plus minus 3 by 2 is minus 1 by 2. And 0 plus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. R1 plus R3. Now, R2 plus minus 2 R3. R2 plus minus 2 R3. Okay. Minus 2 you multiply in R3 and add it here. So when you multiply minus 2, so 1 plus minus 10 by 2. Multiplying minus 2. So this will become minus 8 by 2. Don't write minus 4 because you want 1 by 2 everywhere so that you can take common later. Okay. So you have minus 10 by 2. So then here again 0, and you multiply this minus 2. So you will get here 6 by 2. So this is 6 by 2. This is 6 by 2. Multiply minus 2. So this is minus 2 by 2. Okay. I'm multiplying minus 2 here. So this will become 6 by 2. Add it here. Minus 2 by 2 and add it here. Okay. So what's the final answer? The final answer is, I will write there 4. See here. This is identity matrix. Identity matrix into A inverse is A inverse. So I will get the final answer as therefore. The final answer. See here. Therefore, A inverse is. Take 1 by 2 out. What was the determinant? So determinant was the earlier slide. So see, I can take 1 by 2 out. So 1 by 2 is out. You will get here 1 minus 1, 1. Minus 8, 6 minus 2. 5 minus 3 and 1. This is the inverse. This is the inverse.